Chances are, if you've watched a video on YouTube since 2020, you have seen at least one of your favorite creators sling a sponsored ad from
Genshin Impact. Team up with friends now.
And while I usually am very easily swayed into buying something because I have a consumerism problem, something about Genshin Impact just wasn't doing it for me. I had no desire to play this game. It looked like something one of those cozy gamer creators would be playing while drinking an iced coffee out of a clear cup with cinnamon roll shit all over their desk. To be honest, I had no clue what this game was actually even about. I just thought it was some generic anime Final Fantasy ripoff kind of game. I never paid any attention to the sponsored ads about the game, so it kind of went in one ear and out the other. But years later, I find myself getting bored with the games I currently have. It's mostly just Apex Legends driving me crazy. I have no idea why I'm doing this to myself. I fucking hate it. Since I recently upgraded my storage to a 1 terabyte, I now have the room on my Steam Deck to download a big game like Genshin Impact, which comes in at a whopping 90 something gigs. And boy, let me tell you, this was a process. In order to get Genshin Impact running on your Steam Deck, you need to install it from the desktop. I also had just set up this little corner on my desk with the new Steam Deck dock, and I hooked it up to one of my computer monitors so I could start filming more hands-on processes. I also had a mouse and keyboard hooked up to the dock as well to make it easier for getting through this lengthy install. You can download Genshin Impact from their website, but it's not as easy as clicking install and loading up your game. You have to go through a bunch of steps in order to get this game running. I followed a tutorial, which I've linked in the description below, on how to do this. The gist of it is basically downloading the Hoyo Play launcher, installing the game, which took well over an hour, and then you copy the location name and replace a couple things with that name in this properties menu. Then you should be all set, so head back into the Steam mode and you should see Genshin Impact on your home screen. Once you get into the game though, you should immediately go into your settings and change a couple things in the graphics menu to help things run smoothly on your Steam Deck. I followed another tutorial, which I linked below, but if you want to skip all of that, here's a screenshot of the settings I used. Setting it up this way will get you the best performance on your Steam Deck. I had Genshin Impact running at a smooth 45 frames per second, and honestly, it looked and played great. So now that I had the game installed, it was time to finally learn just what the fuck Genshin Impact was actually about. If you have been living under a rock for the last few years like I have, Genshin Impact is an open world single player game that follows twin siblings who are some type of gods or something that gets separated at the beginning of the game by some angel demon god alien girl. You choose which twin you want to be and then end up on a beach with this really annoying flying thing named Paimon who constantly speaks in the third person. This is going to be a very long journey. As I started on my adventure and got further into the map, it started to really dawn on me that this game was almost an exact copy of Breath of the Wild. Normally, I hate when games rip other games off like this, but Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite Zelda games, and honestly, I didn't finish Tears of the Kingdom, so this was a nice surprise. The game plays exactly like Breath of the Wild though, right down to catching lizards and climbing up shit with the stamina wheel. You could kill boars running around for meat, collect flowers and apples, cut down trees, and your character, if you choose the boy alien god thing, has blonde hair and is dressed kind of like Link. There is so much more though involved in Genshin Impact compared to Breath of the Wild, and I can honestly see why people sink hours into this game. And I never thought I'd say this, but I'm really loving Genshin Impact. If you are looking for a fun, massive open world game that plays like one of the best Zelda games, then I really suggest getting yourself Genshin Impact. It's free to download, so it makes for a perfect game to put on your Steam Deck to play on the go. And while playing it on my Steam Deck, it really ran great. I encountered no lags, the graphics looked as good as you could get them on this small screen, and the battery life held up okay. Now that I've upgraded the storage of my Steam Deck, I can download a ton of games to test out and experience finally on the go. Genshin Impact was not on my list as one of the first bigger games I was going to put on my Steam Deck, but I really was pleasantly surprised at not only how well it's playing, but how great this game actually is. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this one. It seems people either like this game or can't stand it. I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm finding myself getting very addicted to it. So if you were looking for something that was going to take you hours to play on your Steam Deck, I highly suggest getting Genshin Impact. Well, don't forget to subscribe. I'm almost at 5,000 subs. Make sure you share this video with a friend. Alright, goodbye.